Well, the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal gathers for its Provincial General Council on Saturday as it works to rebuild structures and regain ground ahead of next year's polls. In Limpopo, the party has already wrapped up its council to shape the province's position for December's National General Council. Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast joins us now to unpack the political significance of these developments. Prof, a very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for your time. I want to start in KwaZulu-Natal. How significant is this weekend's PGC for the party's chances of rebuilding its grassroots support in that province? I mean, when you consider that the ANC in KZN only secured roughly 17% of the vote in the 2024 general elections, and the provincial leadership was also disbanded. Just help us unpack the significance.
So, Unat, where the ANC was dealt with a blow in a big way, it was mainly in KZN in the previous general elections. In fact, even at local government level, I think in 2021, it lost too much ground there and did not regain that ground that it lost. And it became worse when former President Zuma walked out of the ANC and broke away from the ANC and established his own party. So the ANC has not managed to bridge that gap. That's why it is struggling big time. And because of that shortfall, because of that setback in KZN in the main, that had a negative spillover effect on a national scale, and therefore the ANC dropped in a big way. So that has been a massive blow. And I don't think that they've been able to bounce back. I mean, even now they are in a coalition arrangement. So they really need to look back and then look ahead and see how they are going to bounce back. But it's going to be very, 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 very difficult to do that, because that was the biggest province of the ANC on a national scale.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to KwaZulu-Natal, but in fact, let's just touch on Limpopo. I mean, they've wrapped up their PGCs. Just given that these councils act as a bridge between grassroots branches and national leadership, and just that their outcomes will help shape, what we'll potentially see in the national, council debates and what it decides. To what extent can provincial inputs meaningfully influence national level decisions at the NGC, especially under the current pressure, when you talk about renewal and reform of the party itself?
Okay, let me kick off by saying that, I just want to open a can of worms, by saying that even in Limpopo, the ANC did not do well. Had it not been for the fact that the ANC in Limpopo has a huge section of the rural section of the population, the ANC would have lost. So the reason why they were able to get the votes that they got is because of the rural section of the population. But coming back to your question, so the NGC will be constituted by delegates from provinces, from regional structures, also from the branches of the ANC as the basic units of the ANC. So then debates will be framed, at branch level, at a regional level, at a PC level, and will feed into the discourse at NGC, where then deliberations will unfold and decisions will be made. So it's important then each and every province, I think, to consolidate positions in terms of matters of policy, and even in terms of the direction of the ANC has not had NGC for a very long time because of COVID-19, and so it will be critical, and also because of other debates which are happening that we cannot turn a blind eye on, about whether the president of the ANC is going to be recalled or not. That is also quite important as well.
Yeah, and I want us to leave on that note of just unpacking some of those risks. I mean, just looking at the timing of it all, just days or weeks before the NGC does then add that level of urgency, I would think. I mean, the national leadership's push for, as you've also been saying, discipline, reforms and renewal signals that the stakes are quite high for the ANC. I mean, what are the main risks that the ANC then faces if the councils in these key provinces that we're speaking about, especially KZN, with its history of factionalism and low voter confidence, what if they fail to deliver a coherent, united provincial mandate ahead of that National General Council?
You mean KZN? Well, it will be a blow because it means then the ANC on a national scale is not going to bounce back to power. It means that the ANC is not going to recover, right? So it's important that the ANC bridges the gaps in a KZN if it wants to come back to power as a ruling party, because currently it's not the ruling party. But also the NGC on the national scale is extremely important because there have been many discourses within the ANC about the leadership not carrying the mandate of the branches. Remember, there was a program of action of radical economic transformation. I'm sure those will be some of the questions that will arise from the audience in terms of what had happened to that. Did the leadership of the ANC carry the mandate and so on? And those questions will emanate from the delegates from provinces and from regional structures. But KZN is a very significant province for the ANC. If the ANC still has plans to come back to power as a fully fledged governing party.
Prof, thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast, just breaking down the significance then of these various councils taking place provincially ahead of the national province, that National General Council itself in December.